Alright, what's going on, my people? It's your boy Z Gaming. I'm back for another video on The Walking Dead Road to Survival. And guys, in this video I'm going to go over the team building more in depth, kind of give you guys a better build on how to build the right weapons based off the leader skill like I've said before, and then building the individual character stats, what weapon's good for what type of character, etc. So before I get to that though, I want to show you guys something right quick. I don't know if all you guys know about this. I didn't know about this for the longest time, so if you don't, I'm going to show you right quick. Basically what this is a power chart. Basically every character that comes out has a power stat, or I call it a power stats because that's the total number of what I'm about to explain to you. And there's a lot of characters on here. Some of the newer characters, there's not all the characters on here because it gets updated, regularly. These are some of the more common or more recent characters that have come out. And each character has a power stat. Basically, the way you get that number, if you look in the far right chart, the one that has the stats dash stam, the way you get that, like if you take 5-star Green Glen for example, it's the more recent one, the one with the leader skill, the unique leader skill. I think it's Gatherer, but I could be mistaken. If I am, let me know in the comments what it was again. But the way you get that 2,926 number, you take the attack and the defense and the HP, and you add those three numbers together, and that's how you get the total power stats for that character. And this has a lot to do, I believe, with the generals in war, because the higher your power ranking is, the more likely you are to become a general. So, if you have some of these characters, most of the time you're gonna be the general. Even if you was to get rid of these characters, I believe that the power stats still stick. So even if you was to sell 5-star Green Glen, I believe that you're high, because I think what happens is Scopely saves it to your profile for the power stats when you get a new character. I believe they update your power score to the top one based off the character that you have. So if you do have a high power score, I do believe most of the time you're going to be the general. So that's just showing you guys that right quick, just maybe to help you guys out, kind of show more people what the wars is about, how you become the general more often, etc. So if you don't have most of these characters, most of the time it picks based off who has the best character build on the individual war, not for just the whole war. Each war, Scopely, I believe, runs it through a system, and the characters that have the highest power scores are the generals most of the time. I'm pretty sure that's how it is because I've tested it out, and it's basically it's been accurate up until this point. So I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. But it is still a theory. It hasn't been 100% proven as far as I know. Maybe it has, but this is one of the best possible ways of becoming a general that I've known of. So just showing you guys that right quick now to get to the team building. Now this is going to be maybe a little difficult to understand. If it is, feel free to drop comments. I will help you guys out. You can message me over line as well, because I'm not going to have every single character that I can give you a perfect example of, because I don't have every single power character, like 5-star Red Conrad. I don't have all them characters and stuff. But there's three type of characters in this game. There's a revive, or excuse me, there's a couple types of characters in this game. There's a support character, a heavy hitter, a special character, which is a character that does adjacent damage and does like attack down or defense down, a shield, and then excuse me. I just want to make sure I don't miss nothing. So yeah, a support character, a shield, a revive, a heavy hitter, and then a special character, the ones that do attack or defense down and area damage. Those type of five. I'm going to start off with the support character first. Now, for support characters, they're the type of characters that really don't do any damage. They're mostly healers and etc. So the way you want to build their weapons, guys, is for each color. I'm going to give you an example for each color. 5-star blue Trip, for example. I'm going to start with Trip. Since Trip is a full support character, you want to give him 30% HP, 35%, 35% HP, 30% defense, and a impaired when taking damage weapon, because you don't want your support character to be killed. I don't have an impair at the moment, so I'm running a very large bonus. You can run that temporarily till you get an impair. I would recommend that you go for it on the Andrea's rifle. Try to get that 30%. Go for, like I said before, guys, always go for your specialist first. Once you get the impair, then go for 30% defense and 35% HP. And you should be pretty well with that. For support characters, it's always going to be a tank weapon of some kind with a specialist skill that's going to annoy the enemy in a sense and deter them from wanting to attack that character. Now, when you do this, if you're going to run a couple support characters, which I would recommend at least 1 to 2, you want one with an impair and you want one with an attack down. And Defender level 3 will give you impair and attack down. So you want impair on, say, like a revive or something, and then you want the you want the impair on your most crucial character, which is going to be your support character, or actually, I would say your revive probably. I would put your impair on your revive and then put your attack down on the support character, since Trip is more of a tanky character and Jesus isn't as tanky, or isn't as strong as Trip is defense wise. I would give Jesus the impair because it's going to deter them from wanting to attack your revive, because they have a chance of getting impaired. And then a couple heavy hitters, for example, 5-star blue Andrea. The way you would want to run her is you want to give her 30% attack, which is default on the military shotgun. And you can either do this 3 ways. You can go 30% attack, 40% HP, 30% attack, 40% defense, or 30% defense, 30% HP, and 35% HP. But really, guys, I would recommend most of the time 40% HP or 40% defense, because Andrea has a good amount of attack, but on a defensive build, there is characters that can survive her adrenaline rush. If they have the right type of weapons, especially if they have a shield Michonne or something, when they raid you, they can just shield. And if Andrea has that extra attack, sometimes that can make the difference. So you want to leave that 30% attack on a military shotgun, or you can go with Andrea's rifle as well. And if you want to go with that, you can go 30% attack, a huge bonus when taking damage, and 35% HP. That would work as well. That's another good weapon for a heavy hitter for a blue. For a revive, for example, or excuse me, a shield, I would go impair on one. If you're running multiple shields, impair and minus 30% attack on each one. So have one with impair and one with attack down, and you should do good with that. Or if you really wanted to, on your support character, say you wanted to run Trip, if you don't want to run attack down on him, and you want to run it on a 5-star blue shield Garrett, for example, you could put supporter level 3, which gives you a chance at random healing, which means when you take damage, you have a chance to heal your health 20% HP, which you can just keep getting your health back over and over again when you take damage. It doesn't always work, just the same thing with impair and stuff, but it can work. So that's another example you can build. So support characters most of the time, tanky weapons, impair minus attack down for blues. Supporter level 3 for maybe one character. You want random healing. You want a mix of each. So you want a couple with impairs, a couple with attack down, and then just one with that random healing from supporter level 3. I would recommend. So for the supporters, that's the way I would go about it. For rating for blues, I would recommend 30% attack. Like I said, 30% attack, 40% HP, or 40% defense. Or you could try 30% HP, 35% defense, or 35% HP and 30% defense. But most of the time, you want to leave attack on heavy hitters because they're the part of your team that's going to take out the enemy. So you want them to have an attack buff so that they can have enough attack based off their leader skill still to take them out. So, and Trip's a very good leader for that because he'll shield Andrea's a lot better than if you run an Andrea as a lead, because Andrea can be taken out as a leader. A lot of people put impairs on her. Another thing you could do, guys, if you want to deter people from hitting your Andreas, is you can put that impair on her weapon when taking damage, and that will deter enemies from wanting to attack her as well. And you're not getting rid of that very large bonus, so she'll still go off turn 2, which is good. And really, like I said, supporter and defense, they're kind of tied together for blues most of the time, because there's the defender and the supporter stats are pretty similar. So for blues, for building for a shield and a support character, kind of the same way. For rating, I would recommend supporters, revives, and shields. Really, they're kind of the same build overall for blues, because they're support characters most of the time. For rating, really, there's just attack and HP most of the time is what I would recommend for blues. And then the special characters, there is some special characters that are blues, like 5-star blue Lily, but really she's not really recommended as a leader, guys. I wouldn't recommend her because her leader skill really isn't that effective for defense. I mean, yes, you do get that medium bonus when taking damage, but you get no defense or HP buff or attack buff even, really, except against red characters. So she's not really going to be that useful. So to move on to the reds now. Now the red, Same thing, really. There's only one red revive as far as I know, and that's that 5-star the white that came out. So really, and really, he's not even going to be that good as well, guys, unless you give him a stun gun. So same thing really with here. The shields and the support characters, you want a stun gun on their weapon. And then when you're raiding with reds, you want Raider level 3. You want to get that AP down for sure. You also want to get AP down for attacking, 30% attack, 30% HP, 35% attack or HP, depending on that character's stats. If I was to use Heath, for example, okay, since he's giving me a 40% attack or HP, well, that's actually, let me use a different character. Let me see. Okay, let me use Sam Fairbanks. I'm getting 20% attack and defense. Now, say I was to use Caroline, for example. Caroline has a good amount of attack and defense and HP, so she's going to be a support character all the way. I'm going to give her a stun gun. Since she's my support character, I don't want the enemy to attack her, so give her the stun gun. For reds, for support characters and shields, stun guns all the way, because stun guns are going to deter the enemy from wanting to hit you unless they have an adrenaline rush. Because without that adrenaline rush, they're taking a chance of being stunned when they hit you. So that's just a good build for a red supporter character. Now for raiding, the build I would recommend is a weapon like the Violent Revolver. And the way I would build this weapon is 30% attack, 35 or 30% HP. And then Raider level 3, you can see I got bonus attack when attacking enemies with more than 60% HP. That is good. I would have that on maybe one or two other characters. Have AP down when raiding. Or AP down when attacking, excuse me, on at least one. And then for your support characters, stun guns, the Desert Eagle, 30% HP, 30% defense, stun when taking damage, stun the enemy when taking damage or defending, and then add 5% HP or 5% defense based off that character stats. So since let me choose another character. Let me see. Since the governor has a good amount of defense, I would add 35% HP to this weapon instead of 35% defense. Go on it based off the defense and the HP. And then that's how you build the support weapon for the reds and the blues. Or not, excuse me, not the blues, the reds. Rating, like I said, AP down, Raider level 3, 30% attack, 30% HP. And then that bonus attack on a couple characters. And then you could and then for your support characters on your raid team, stun guns. That's the way you would build that for them. Really, the reds are kind of easier to build, so really not too much to cover on that, guys. The yellows and the greens is where it gets interesting because there's multiple ways you want to build these. Because the yellow contains the kind of that special character that you want. And I'm going to go ahead and go over that right quick. Now, Victor is a prime example of a kind of that special character you want because he does defense down and adjacent damage when he attacks. That's very good because you can follow him up with a heavy hitter like 5-star Yellow Sandy. And the way you would want to build his weapon is something similar. Now, this is the Cultist Knife, but it's still a good example. It's still pretty similar to the Tactical Knife. Which, by the way, I know I said this before in a video, guys, but use the Cultist Knife for zombies. It's a very good weapon for zombies. Or if you want to go for bonus AP on it, you could as well. But since Victor is that special character, I want him to have attack just so he has that extra chance to kill an enemy in a crucial moment or something. 30% attack, which is default on the Tactical Knife. 30% HP and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. Because you want his AR to go off as quick as possible, followed up by a heavy hitter like 5-star Yellow Sandy. 30% attack or 30% HP, huge bonus when attacking. And then your support characters for your yellow, your tank weapon build is what I would recommend. Is 30% attack or 30% HP, 30% defense, and then the Raider level 3. Give the bonus AP to all characters. Give that weapon to your support character. Because you want your support character to be alive, and that's basically what they're there for. They're there to heal and really not much else, so you might as well use them for the full benefit, which is the bonus AP for all your teammates from that yellow. So support characters give the bonus AP, which is Raider level 3. For your shield, I would recommend Absolute Zero if you have one. If not, give the Absolute Zero to maybe another heavy hitter if you have another one you want to follow it up with, or a command or something like that. 5-star Yellow Brianna, you can give her the Absolute Zero so that she has a chance of not being hit. So that way you set yourself up to one turn your AR on defense or offense. And really the only thing I would change, guys, as far as the weapons, the ice axe for support characters and shields, And then for your heavy hitters and your special characters, and yeah, for your heavy hitters and your special characters, attack and HP, either add 35% attack for attacking or 35% HP on a defensive build, and you should do well with that. For greens, now greens are kind of interesting as well because there's a couple ways you want to go about it. Say, for example, this Morgan. Now, there is a good character you would want to run is I would recommend the Survival Road Ezekiel because of that huge bonus, which you can mix that in with greens and yellows. But I'm breaking down each individual character, guys, for the best possible weapons, the way to build the weapons for these specific characters. So, 5-star green Morgan, for example, he's a full support character. So, what I would want to do with him, guys, is give him a Dwight's Club or a Or with 30% HP, 30% defense. Add the 5% extra based off the leader skill and then the character stats based off of that leader skill. And then you want AP down or you want defender level 3. I would recommend AP down on your shield if you have Lee. And then for Morgan, I would recommend defender level or defender 3 and get defense down when taking damage. That way your heavy hitters can follow up and take out the enemy, and when they hit this character, they have a chance to get their defense taken down, which is crucial. Especially with that heavy hitter on your team. For rating, I would recommend the Violent Katana with Raider level 3 HP and attack. So 30% attack, I would recommend most of the time the Violent Reinforced Katana. Raider level 3, you could have that on your shield. I would put that on your shield, on your shield, Raider level 3, because that takes away AP when taking damage. And then for a support character like Morgan, I would go with Defender level 3 and get minus defense. And then for your heavy hitters, say for example you have 5-star green Negan or 5-star green Javier, or an area attack like 5-star green Impair Michonne, or not. She's not an Impair, or she's not a full area attack. She attacks a couple characters, but 5-star green Slice and Dice Michonne, for example, give her a Violent Reinforced Katana, and since her HP is kind of lower, you would want to give her HP and attack, 35% attack, or 35% attack and 35% HP on a defensive build, 40% HP on a raid build. I would recommend, because you kind of want to balance it out on a defensive build. For your leader, I would recommend, like, say 5-star green Survival Road Ezekiel, Dwight's Club, or an Or, 30% HP, 35% defense, huge bonus to AP when taking damage. You could put the huge bonus if you have a character like that on your 5-star green Morgan and your 5-star green Michonne, but really, for Morgan, I would recommend that defense down so that Michonne can follow up, since she's your heavy hitter with her huge bonus. She should go off on turn 2 or 3. And then for your command, like 5-star green Command Jesus, I would recommend a full tank weapon, same thing, or a Dwight's Club, and put AP down on him as well, so that when they take the AP down, which is Raider level 3, so that'll deter them from wanting to attack them. Support characters, you want impair, stuns, or AP down. And that's the same thing for shields. You want that too, or absolute 0. And then for raiders, you want always attack and HP, or attack and defense on some occasions. Most of the time, attack and HP, or attack and a huge bonus and HP, something like that. So special characters, you want to make sure they go off on turn 2 or turn 1. So you do want to command on those special leader skill teams like Victor, or on teams like the Survival Road Ezekiel. If you had Victor in there, you would want Victor to go off on turn 1, so you can follow that up with a 5-star yellow Sandy if you have her, to take out the enemy. So just a brief rundown again, guys. For blues, for support characters, you would want Impair and defense down when taking damage, and maybe one character with supporters so they have a chance to heal when they take damage. Raider wise, basically 30 or attack and HP, maybe one maybe one with supporter level 3, just so you have a chance to impair when attacking, Raider level 3, so you have a chance to impair when attacking. And just really that overall for the blues. Support characters, most of the time, in defense characters, they're going to want tanky weapons. For your heavy hitters, you want attack and HP or attack and defense on some occasions. Special characters like Victor, 5-star green Norma, you want their arrows to go off in 1 turn, or 1 to 2 turns, so you can take out the enemy a lot easier with a heavy hitter. And then for your heavy hitters, you want to give them as much attack and HP as possible with that huge AP bonus when attacking. And that really overall, guys, is a pretty solid in-depth build. I know I couldn't really show you the characters, but like I said, if you have questions, I can help you out. If you have it's easier for me to build it based off of the characters that you have at the moment. So if you do need any help, feel free to message me over line. I can help you out that way. Drop any comments you have as well. I'll be sure to help you out. I hope that chart helps. I hope this helps, guys. I broke it down as best as possible as I could without really having the characters to show you. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And as always, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want a possible shout out, drop it in the comments or message me over line. My line ID is in the description of every video. We just hit 260 subs, guys. Let's keep it going. I hope this video helps a lot. If you did like this video, smash the like button, share it with your faction. This is a lot of good, in-depth information, guys. Like I said, it may sound a little bit confusing, but it's easier for me to do it if I had the characters, which I don't have them all, unfortunately. But like I said, I can help you out individually by looking at your characters, your weapons. So feel free to message me over line, and I can help you out for sure. It'll make a lot more sense to you if I know the characters that you have and the weapons that you have. But just as a general, that's a way you can go about it. So the stronger you get, it'll make more and more sense to you. And I hope that chart helps. Like I said, with as far as finding out who will be general during war. Giving you the best possible way to build the team. Like I said, you want a mix of those weapons, so you want a couple defense downs, couple impairs, stuns, absolute zeros. You want that bonus AP on your support characters for yellows. You want maybe one supporter for the blues, so you have that chance to heal. You could maybe get that bonus AP, the 20%, maybe on an Andrea or something for a raiding team. If you want a one-turner AR, it just depends how you want to use the characters. But make sure you mix it up. Have a couple characters that are tanky, couple support characters, a shield. If you don't have a shield, just make sure you mix it up with supporters or support characters, a couple heavy hitters, couple stuns, etc. You'll do pretty good even without a shield. I don't have a shield, and I'm ranked 59, so it is possible to still do pretty well. And like I said, guys, not to keep rambling on, so you know what to do. And again, if you need any help, feel free to drop it in the comments or message me over the line. And what is okay, I already went over him. So next promo is dropping in about 20 minutes. I'll go over that in another video. And with all that being said, guys, you know what to do. And this is your boy Z Gaming. Peace.